Good Sunday morning, friends. Marty the quilting squirrel reporting for duty. I know I've been gone a long while, but I promise I wasn't just napping in a tree somewhere. Nope, Marletta and I went and did something big. We got married. That's right, this little squirrel is officially hitched. And let me tell you, I'm so happy I could dance a jig right here on Donna's cutting mat. But enough about my love life. This is Donna's Sunday Morning Live, and she's ready to bring the creativity, the joy, and probably a few giggles. So grab your coffee and your stitching, and let's get this Sunday going. Oh, and before Donna gets rolling, I gotta say, thank you to every single one of you for being here today. You folks make these Sunday mornings brighter than a brand new spool of thread. Now, don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell so you get alerts every time Donna goes live or posts something new. You don't want to miss a thing. And hey, if you really want to join the inner circle of fun, laughter, and behind-the-scenes goodness, consider becoming a channel member. Members get access to special Zoom meetings, extra events, and all kinds of goodies that only the cool squirrels know about. All right. That's enough chatter from me. Back to Donna.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the channel. Boy, today is going to be all about having a little bit of fun. Everyone loves it when I go step-by-step tutorials on how I brainstorm and work out how I'm going to do these Scrabble quilts. Well, if you've been around for a hot minute, you know that one time a year, and it's always through Christmas to New Year's, I always try my best to bless another channel. So that's what this quilt is to me. True Grit's Appellation. Andy and Megan are amazing content creators. And I've been watching them a little over 2 years now. It's a homesteading channel, but they've got a lot more than that. So it's everything from down-home cooking to how they've raised their children, homeschooling. There's a lot of wealth and knowledge to be found over there. They take you back down to the old ways of life. They're a younger couple, beautiful children. They live in, I believe it's Andy's grandfather's home. And it's just amazing. And it's got my brain turning as to, okay, I've got a little plot of land out back, and I want to do a little tiny garden. And I'm taking tips, tricks, and strategies from Megan and Andy, just so that Joe can have his tomatoes and I can have my green peppers and little things like that. So last year, I did a little garden and it turned out okay. But this year, my goal is to go all the way around where it's fenced in and make sure that the beds are raised up a little bit higher. And my intent is to bring you along for that journey. So anyway, let's get this party started today. Let me slip into the chat and we're going to talk. So let me welcome everyone that's here today. Michelle Crafton-Moore's in the house. Melissa, looking forward to this. I watched when Donna made a Scrabble quilt and I was in awe. Wait till you see this one. I went above and beyond because that's how much these people mean to me. Never met them. They have no clue who I am, but they're faith-based, Christian-oriented, and I just really enjoy their channel. So I make it a point to, as soon as my phone pings that they've uploaded a new video, I make sure that I tag it so that when I go to bed at night, I can watch it. So without any further ado, let's give a round of applause and a lot of love to Marty and Marletta. They have been away for quite a bit on an extended honeymoon. And on the 9th, in my Quiltmas video, you're going to see why they're back early. And I appreciate Marty coming back and Marletta allowing it. That's all I'm going to tell you. So don't forget, tune in on the 9th. Let me know also in the chat what you're thinking of Vlogmas this year. Let me see. Pat Strawhouse is in the house. Hey, sweethearts. Betty's in the house. Donnell's here. And Donnell and I spoke. She knows I'm doing an extended live today because I really need to push myself to get this project done. My goal would be they'll get it between Christmas and New Year's. Here comes Marty. Yep. I'm prepping. Okay, Donnell's feeding the babies. Joydy's in the house. Guess who, Nancy? Hey, sweetheart. Heather's in the house. Thank you, thank you. Oh, my God, so sweet. Debbie's in the house. Hey, sweethearts. Brenda Foley's here. God bless you all. It is an amazing Sunday. Absolutely. Let me see. Go, Marty. Get your freak going. I love now that Marty's back. I can't help it. It just warms my soul. Janet's in the house. Hey, sweetheart, I've missed you, and I hope that you do stop in today for Heather's Zoom for the Spectacle of Scraps. I believe that starts at 1 or 2. I slept away yesterday, and I'll fill you in on that in just a minute. Sewing Wolf, Marty, you're adorable. Thank you. Court Reporting 3, hello, hello. It's Jean R. Hello. Welcome, sweetheart. Mary, morning all from Sugar Land, Texas. My first time on a live with Donna. Well, welcome, Mary, and I'm glad that you're here. I hope you do like the content that I'm putting out, and we'll see you back many more times. Let me see. Love your shirt. I love all things Christmas. Christmas is my jam. Thank you. Good morning from Sylvia. Brenda Joy, good morning, good morning. Let me see. Day will be late today, and I saw Les Cassidy in the house. Hello, hello. Squirrely Quilter, good morning, everyone. And Patricia Arbuckle, I just wanted to stop in and say hi and have a wonderful second Sunday of Advent. Amen to that. And by me going longer today, by no intent is that meant to upset anybody, because this is Sunday and everybody goes to church and things. We've done ours here on the back end, and you can always come back and watch the replay. But it's important to me that I work this project today. And if I can get it built out today, long arm this evening, tomorrow night's live, you'll see me wrap this project up and how I'm going to package it for them. And Joe can get it out, hopefully, hopefully for Tuesday. So we shall see. Word of the day, tranquility.
Yep.
Did I get that one, Heather?
Yep.
All right. So I'll have Joe come down here to the table. This is the way that I set up a Scrabble quilt for those that do not know. I have Joe. He has this file saved on his computer. We bought it off of an Etsy. I can't tell you how long ago, because I just enjoy doing these Scrabble quilts. So I always number my page 1 through 15 across the top, 1 through 15 down the side. Normally, I just put their last name across here, but this one, as you see, when I border it out, if I get that far today, it has a special message here, and you will see that. It'll have a special message down both sides, and it'll have their last name here. I take the time after I work the Scrabble quilt, putting in the request of whomever I'm making it for. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You work it out, and it's just amazing. It's called True Grit Appellation with Andy and Megan Lawson. And let me see. Give me a second. I know it's quite rude, but let me take a second, and I will slip and drop their link in this chat. That way you will have it. True Grit Appellation Ways is the name of. And once you watch them, there's no going back. I can't help it. They are an amazing, God-fearing couple, and they are everything that you would want to see in today's people. I'm going to try to pin the message as well for anybody that wishes to see them. I do ask that you do, if you wish, go over and check them out. They are sure to please and won't disappoint. So now it is pinned at the top of the chat today as well. And like I said, they are just amazing. So I hope that you enjoyed today's live. I'm asking humbly that you do go over and check them out. If you like the homesteading aspect, you like the old ways that many of us grew up with, then check them out. This is not an advertisement for them in any way. It's just one of those channels that are near and dear to my heart, and they bring me such joy. So anyway, now I'm down to, I went ahead and took the opportunity this morning while we were waiting to go live to get this laid out up to row 7 so that I could streamline a little bit. What I've done is, as I build out, I always start in the center, and I pick the longest name that I'm going to get the most letters out of, and I started here with the word Richard. And from Richard, I will build out the quilt. I wish I could have gotten the letters to come up this way, but sometimes you just can't. So everything is built down on this, but this will leave that negative space here. So I hope that you like that as well. So let me move my paper. I do require a lot of space here when I'm doing this. So I have this numbered here across and down to both sides so that I don't get anything messed up as I'm doing it. So let me bring this up, and it's very imperative. There's no other way of me putting this. that you take your time with this. Do not try to rush it because that's when you'll jack up your project. You don't want to do that. You want to just roll it out of your way and make sure that you have it very flat all the way. I chose to use a beach towel, can you tell? Because I don't have an ironing station that is good enough right there. Scrabble Quilt was the first video of yours I saw. Brenda Joy instantly hooked me. I love a good Scrabble. I can't help it. And since the stroke, they do challenge me just a little bit. But I've learned a couple tips along the way that is definitely helping me to keep things lined up. So now I'm down to where I'm working on row 8. Row 7 is the starting of the letters as they play out. So let me get everything moved back over here because I really need to get all of these letters down here on the board. That way I'm working this correctly. And you will see I just tossed everything aside. And here is my colors. And I'll slide these down here. I'm just doing my preliminary little reset here. Give me just a second. I know I'm going to need more browns. And what I did was these are all 2.5-inch square. The foundation of this is a 10 Sisters grid, 2.5, and I bought 3 yards of it, and I cut off. Then I store the residual amount in the tub that I use when I do the Scrabble quilts. I thought you used the lines to keep it straight. I do. I have the lines here. They're already built in, but not on this. But yes, they are lined up on this, and that also helps as well. Let me see more. Let me see. Hello, everyone. Don't forget to give that thumbs up. Yes, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. It means a lot to me. So I have to come down here and find the number. I'm working on row 8, so I'm going to come back over here and get myself set up for row 8. And when you see your Scrabble quilt, you're going to also see that it matches on both sides. If you've ever played Scrabble, which is definitely one of my favorite games in the world, I love a good game of Scrabble, then you will see how this plays out. If you cut all of your parts correctly, and it's imperative that you do, you will see that everything will line up. And all you're doing is kind of like building a, hence the joke, building a puzzle. So I need one light blue, and I have Joe always print these in color for me. That way I have my color codes built in already, and it takes a little bit of the stress off of me trying to remember where each color goes. And these are just honestly fun projects. And the first name I'm coming across to is Richard. So I'm going to start pulling the name. I should have put these in their stacks the way they needed to go, but I put them in alphabetical order. So we're going to put the R here. We're going to get the I. And this is where you're going to start seeing the names come into place. C. And for some, it might look like paint drying on the wall, you know? But these, I have a lot of requests for people asking me to do these. H. I know you're here. I cut you. There it is. I was going to tease myself and say, what did you do? You lost it. Now, I know that H is dead center because I put a star there to make sure that I'm lined up and I'm staying in alignment. The A. And I did use the Fallon 2.5 to get all of these squared in. And I tell you what, her rulers have been a blessing to me more than anyone could ever know. They really help me and save a finger or two along the way. So now all I do is just gently press that in because I don't want it to start to slide. I thought you used it. Hello, Candace. Welcome, sweetheart. So I'm going to move on down to row 9. And we're going to put 2 brown or the light brown, whichever one you wish. I wanted to try to match it up enough that the little cubed letters would show. And we'll do the same on this end. And that just makes it easier if you're building out from both sides. Light blue. This one is a light blue. And letters are sticking to me. So I need to want to make sure they're not too tan. And sorry if I'm not real talkative. I'll talk you through the process today. But I'm trying to keep my head in the game while I'm building it out. And y'all know letters are hard, right? Oh, I'm doing the brown. And now we're going to put Megan's name in. That one's rolled a little bit. I need to flat iron it. I can't right now, so I'll come back to that one. Hey. If I put her on the wrong end. That's why it pays to correct when you mess up. So I needed to pull those down. And these are the fillers. And before I hard press, I will make sure that I do have these lined up correctly. And just lift and push down, lift and push down. For my ends. Yeah, as soon as I started to put that Megan's name in there, I was like, whoops, I should have different. So I needed to put a blue in, and that was the perfect save. I'd really been upset with myself had I have sewed it in and not made the correction. Holy cow, Janet, I hope you have snowblower and not just a shovel. Ooh, I hope to make it to Heather's Zoom. I got 9 inches of snow yesterday, so I have a lot of snow to get off my driveway. That's when you need one of those torches and walk behind it. And just melt it away. But then again, that might not be a good idea. Do you have any young boys there that like to shovel? I remember back in my day, I loved going shoveling. Now it's like a chore, but back in the day, you know, we all loved it, right? Make extra pocket money, help out a neighbor, friends in need. Okay, now this one's going to be an A and a B. So find the A. I think that's an A. Have to try to figure out my own writing. Okay. Yeah, letters. That should have been an O. A, B, M. I'm off somewhere, so give me a second to see what I did. Okay, row 10. Let me go back up to 9. Brown, brown, light blue. Brown, brown, S. S, O, brown, M. 1, 2, 3. Brown, blue. 1, 2, 3. Didn't move them up enough. And I need a brown. So this is where you have to double, triple, and quadruple check yourself. Okay, MEAGAN, blue. Okay, we have 3 rows in. Now I'm going to show you. All you're going to do is pick this up and you're going to start right here. And you're not going to come like this. You're just going to come down like this. And to make sure as you do, you're honestly counting to like 2 or 3 as you go along. You're welcome, Papa Joe. Thanks for posting the links. Awesome. Okay. Janet needs to embrace her inner maniac. She needs somebody out there young. She needs to become, let me see how I want to say. She needs to find a young buck. I have snow too. Oh, wow. So far, we got 1 inch last night. However, it's still coming down. We've had snow flurries where I live, but where my son lives, like 45 minutes to an hour away, he's gotten like upwards to, what, 6 to 8, 12 inches? They get snow in July up there. I need to check on Taylor. And all you're going to do is lift, count to 3, and put it back down. And as you're doing it, you're going to make sure that your letters are not shifting. And just keep it up like this, all the way down to the end. Y'all can keep your nasty S words up there. I don't like it. I love the snow when I don't have to go out. I don't like the cold. And since I cracked my neck a couple months ago, the cold really plays havoc. Enjoy the snow while it's pretty, yep. But when it gets that nasty, dirty, I don't like it. But I love to stand on our sun porch and look up at the mountain and see all the white caps. To me, it's beautiful. Deb Carnell, what have I missed? You missed the initial setup of the Scrabble quilt. You'll be able to see that in the replay. But right now, I am working on row 9, 8, 9, and 10 for the setup and building out where the names are going to go. And once I'm sure that these are secure, I'll take my hand like this because I don't want them to flip up at all when I sew them. And now is the time I will make sure they're tacked in really well. And I will start to swivel just a little bit. My son in Virginia got quite a bit of snow. Yeah, I saw that on the news. I love the look of untouched snow. Once it's stepped on, yep. I don't like it when it gets nasty. I love it when it's pretty. To be young again and go sled riding, that was the good old days, right? And now these will be secure and I'll be able to move the board up again. And the key to this is just keep rolling it and moving it until you get down to where you don't need to do that. So I'll pull all these aside again. And then I'll have to reset, of course. I want to get these pins out of the way because I don't want them to fall onto the floor. Move the snap. So I hope you all had a very, very productive yesterday. I can tell you what I got accomplished. Yeah. I woke up with a migraine and took meds, laid down on the sofa. I told the boss, I said, I'm going to lay here a couple minutes and then I'll come up and get to work. Well, a couple minutes turned in 8:30 to 8:30 a.m. A cup of coffee, one bathroom trip, and woke up in time to go to bed. Yeah, I slept away my yesterday with the worst headache I've had since before my stroke. It was really making me queasy. So I slept it all away. All I have in Texas is cold and fog. Poor Joe, the guy's been out to the market already today. Auntie Donna. Oh, did you? Awesome. I'm glad it worked out for you, Heather. That makes me happy. I didn't see anybody's anything yesterday. I had to just crash. And sometimes life says, hey, knock, knock, it's time to rest a minute. You know, and that's what we do. Want to make sure I get all of my letters back out the way they need to be. And now I won't have to move it anymore till after it's fully built out. So that makes me happy. And we'll get these letters down here so I'll be able to grab them easier. So how many of you have ever followed the way that I do the Scrabble quilts? Do you like doing them? They're a blast. Yeah, love, love, love them. And I love that when you bless someone with them, this becomes part of their legacy per se. This will be passed on for many generations to come because it's got their family name in it. You'll understand as I move along. I still got some of the headache, but it's not as bad as it was. So, yeah, you can't keep a good girl down, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Counting. Counting. So we're going to line these up and we're going to continue the same process all the way across. Then I want to, next time I'll use a white towel to lay this on, because I don't want to mess up my lines. Scrabble quilts are neat. I love them. Yeah, you did. Yep, I hear ya. Waiting to do my first one. Both of my boys will get the first. Awesome. I tell you what, they are amazing. I love the fact that it has everything in it, you know? And I would say as your kids have kids, they can add the names. But once it's quilted, you would almost have to figure a way to do like an addition or send it to have the names put on after. You know? I'm on row 11. So we're going to come up here and we're doing the pink there, the pink there. That way I know where I needed to stop. And I have a note there, 100. Oh, okay. I put myself a note there to tell you. It's 140 tan that I need for this particular one. 8 red, 14 pink, 18 light blue, and the dark blue is 12. The count of that tells you on the colors how many you need of each. And it's just a fun way. If you have your counts down, you know what you need to make ahead of time. Then you'll pull that color out, or you'll pull something out along the way when you put your letters in. So next one is I. And I promise you, this does go quicker under normal circumstances. But I want to double check. When you see letters backwards, you want to kind of make sure that you're getting them in right. Okay. This should have been an N, because I like to kind of lay them in first. Tan. The G. And 2 brown. And then we're going to come back over and do it all over again. We're going to row 12. Two tan down. And number 15 is going to be a red one. That way I can just build straight across, then we'll be able to press it out. Okay, 2 tan. Pink. Do a pink here. Pink here. Hello everyone, working on the Grinch Advent. It is 12 degrees right now. It feels like, ooh, no. No. You keep all that cold there. I don't want it. No. Not going to happen. yes, when y'all move to those cold places, send pictures. That's about all I can tell you. Because this girl does not like the cold. I would never survive in Alaska. Never. Ever, ever, ever. To brown. Going to slide these across. And it's really, like I said, important to double check before you press in. And especially for me, I have to do left to right. Blue, and that's going to be a tan. Here we're going to go tan. Tan here. Two tan blue, three tan. Thanks for being patient while I work this out. But I wanted to make sure that you guys could see the way that I do beginning to end. The setup, the build out, the pressing, the hold down to tack in, the whole 9 yards. You're getting it other way. Okay, here we need the H. And I takeaways, find your parts. H. O. W. I. E. So now build out this last section here and then we'll move it right along. So we're going tan, we're going light blue, light blue under the E. And after you do so many, you kind of know where the colors need to be placed, but always double check. That way it will come out adorable. Row 14, I want to double check. 1, 2, 3. The blue. 3 tan. And before I tack it in, I will double check as well. If you guys see something, please say something. Because I'm trying to go left to right so that I'm seeing everything correctly. And we'll do a red here. I like, instead of the red, I do the burgundy. I think it kind of looks sharper. And the boss fell asleep in the chair. So, he's sleeping. Donna, have you posted where to find the Scrabble letters? No, I have not. eQuilters, if they, welcome back, sweetheart. It's eQuilters.com. If someone can type that in, that's where you will find it. And what it is Hasbro Scrabble letters tile. And I'd take a picture. I'll still do that now so I don't forget. And remind me later that I need to make sure to post that in the group. In one of the groups. That way you guys will have that information readily available to you. There. And I'm sorry, I really thought I did. Okay, now we're on 15 up to the red. We're going 310. And trust me when I say, please, please, please stay true to your lines. That is so important for you. Okay, we're going to go dark blue here. And I always double and triple check my counts. And That's just me. I can't help myself. Let me get this over here out of the way. Okay, 1, 2, 3. $2.10. That'll give me an idea of where I'm stopping. $2.10 and 1 red. And I always double and triple check my counts when I'm doing these. But no matter how much you do, you can still miscount. I don't care. You can still miscount. Okay. 1. That's going to be blue. And we're going to start coming in. And we'll be adding the rest of the letters. So here is where you will see all of the bottoms coming together. And yes, I will have dead air for a minute, but I'm lucky. Snoozy over here, sleepy boy. He's so tired. Every time we go into a doctor's office, I don't know if it's like that for you guys, but we start to feel run down for a few days. And with both of us having appointments and labs and hospital checks and, you know, all the fun stuff, you never know what you're going to drag in, right? And another brown. And we will double check these before I tag these in because I'm talking. Don't like the looks of that one. Don't like that one. If they don't look right, pull them out. You got time to redo. So don't worry about it. You just want it right. I need the D. Okay, that's Andy. I need the pink. Pull that one. We'll put the I. And 2, 3, 4 up and 1 over. 110. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, red, 210, 1 blue, 1, 2, 3, 10, red, 3, blue, 210, red, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, blue, 1, 2, 3, blue, 2 E, pink, blue. 13 is 2. I'll look up in a minute and talk to you guys, I promise. I just want to 1, 2, 3. Okay. 13 is 2, 1 pink, 3 brown, a blue, brown, blue, brown, Y, brown, I, brown, brown, blue, brown, G, pink, D, Maui, brown, blue, brown, brown, row 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the pink, 3, I, N, O, G, 2, 2. This will be for the names after I'm done. I'll be able to move all of this out of the way. And then we'll unroll it and double check to make sure I have everything in that needs in. Did you get a good nap in? I told him, shh, you were sleeping. You didn't yell dead air. He's smiling at me like, I can't believe you told them I fell asleep. Okay, let me look up. Is there a thing online that helps design how to lay out the letters? I just sit and do it, and I keep moving it around and erasing. I have the template on my iPad, so I can just shift and move the letters. So I don't know. If there is, that would be cool. I'm back. Mafia Mom said hi to everyone. Hey. Oh, poor Joe. Yeah. It's hard on him around here, I tell you. I work him hard like the dogs. Cracking the whip. He's got it rough, I tell you. 3 squares, laundry done. He gets to play on the computer. He got it rough. Yay, you're back. Good thing he woke up, because I'm going to need him to lift the sewing machine back up. How did you get the printout you're using? I bought it off of Etsy. And once you buy it, Joe saved my file. Am I saying that right? And then all he has to do is pull it up every time I get an order or I want to do something special. And it's fun to see them sit down and try to figure out where their name is once it's all complete. Because it looks big right now, but you got to realize 1/4 inch is going to be taken off of this. So I've got it 15 across, 15 down is the standard for this. And by the time you do your 1/4 inch up and down every seam, what am I losing? Like 4 inches on top, 4 inches on sides. I'm estimating that. I'm just throwing that number out. But that's about the way it is. Good morning, Mona. Welcome, welcome. I love this. This is one of my favorites. I love to do a good Scrabble quilt, and I love to see it being hung and adored and used. And if they like it, that's the added bonus, you know? But after watching their channel for so long, and just sometimes people come into your life and you just adore them, you know? And these are those people. Hello, Fallon. Welcome, sweethearts. Yes, I reached out and talked to Fallon this week. The girl, I'm telling you, I talked to her and I was like, look, girl needs some help over here. So we had a little chitty-chatty and she's hooking me up. And I'll be showing you what she's sending because I need. Yeah, I wore Band-Aids last week because my ruler kept slipping on me. And I kept nicking myself. I want to make a Scrabble quilt for my husband one day. He loves playing Scrabble. It's my favorite. I can't find anybody around here that loves to play Scrabble. But it is absolutely my favorite pastime. I do it on my phone with, there's little groups and stuff you can be in, and you just sit and play. So now that they're in, you're just going to come across very lightly. And like I said, when I did my cutouts, I did these in bulk. That way, anytime I get a Scrabble quilt, I've got all the colors pre-cut out in stacks. But I did use, I call them the Fallon rulers 2.5. And that cut everything here. And it takes all the guesswork out. But no, I was squaring the quilt blocks. and the ruler slipped and I cut myself here. And last week, if you look at any of my videos, I look like Edward Scissorhands in them. And it was just not pretty, I tell you. And Joe's like, we decided I'm keeping Band-Aids in my desk. Do you play words with friends? Yes. I don't like playing Scrabble with him because he knows many words. I can only think of words like boat. He and I would get along. Yeah. My dad and I used to play when I was little, and he would keep the dictionary there to make sure nobody cheated. And that was the good old days. So now that I've got it to this point, I will double check before we sew this in, because now would be the time, if you need to take and make a change, that you would want to do it. So as you can see, I have extra body parts here. So either I miscounted or I forgot somebody. So now's the time. They have gloves to protect your hands when cutting. Oh, I know. But you know, that means I'd have to wear them. And that wouldn't be fun, would it? So I want to double check and make sure I have the names in. VG, YIE, AB, Megan, Maddie, Richard, Lisa, J-A-C-O-B, Jacob, and Megan. All the names are in, I believe. Let me double check one more time, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, Tammy, Richard. I'm going to double check. Okay, there's Andy. There's Megan. There's Jacob. There's Maggie. We have Lisa. We have Howie. We have Tammy. And we have Richard. All the names are in and accounted for. So, yay, we've made it. Yep, I read a lot, but bring words out of the back of my brain when playing that game just doesn't happen. Yeah, I get it. Are you sure you put the J in Jacob's name? Hold on. Yes, it's up here. But I want to fluffy and just make sure that none of these ends are going to tip up as we do this. And I like to just get down along the seam, because once you start sewing this puppy, that's when you're going to see it start to shrink big time. So I'll pull it down, have my mods do a double check on the names. Okay, we have Jacob, we have Lisa, we have Richard, we have Tammy, we have Maggie, Megan, Andy, and Howie. So is that 8 names, right? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing something. 4, 6, 7, 8. I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all there. I just wanted to make sure, you know? Zoom out a little, Joe. I want to be able to see. I will. Let me get a drink. Depends on who you're following. So, how does that look? As you can see here, you're seeing the authentic Scrabble board come to life down here and here. And we're going to start to slide it up. And this way you can see all of it in its infamous glory. You sew after ironing the interfacing. Yes. Yes, always have to. I'm going to go slow now that you could see. Okay. This one over here is popping up a little, and I want to catch it while I see it. You're welcome. Whose rollers you're following? Fallon over at Be It Quilts. She has the best rollers, I'm not kidding, in the land. And I will stand from the rooftop and shout it. Her husband, when I first had my stroke, I reach out and ask about a ruler because I have a gum band here and I still keep it there for when I'm doing a lot of cutting, and I can hook my thumb to the gum band like this and do mass cutting. They have this to help keep my fingers safe, and it has the built-in 1/4 inch, and this is 2.5 inch, so I have no trouble doing my strips. And Matt and Fallon will never know how much I appreciate, because these do not slip on me at all, as you can see. You know, when you're trimming and you're cutting, these are the way to go. I have almost all of them, and the goal is I'll have all of them. I do any project that she has coming out. Fallon has amazing content, and I just adore her and her husband. They're good people. Not that anybody else isn't, but they're just down home good people. So, Joe, you're going to get to see the boss walk behind me. Joe, can you lift the sewing machine back up for me, please? Going down's easy. It's that coming back that's the killer. Hold on. Right here. If you can get it up, I can turn the mat. There you go. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. My happy Gus. So get this puppy plugged back in. And you'll see how quick and simple and painless this is. I want to make sure that I'm set up. They are so sweet. We love them. Thank you, Donna. We are so happy to help in any small way we can. To me, it's a big way, because you don't know how many times you guys have saved my fingers. I'm not kidding. That's not even a joke to be had. You guys are a godsend. And it's like you started that just in a nick of time. So I always start on the right and work on my way left. And all you do is this seam here is you're going to start by folding it in. You're going to lay this flat as you can, and you're going to come down this side at a true 1/4 inch. You do not want to move. You don't want to fly through it. You want to stay true to your 1/4 inch. And when in doubt, let me see if I have it handy. There's so many different tools. They got me this. I normally don't hesitate with 1/4 inch at all. I go with the side of my presser foot. But for a project like this, I want to make sure that I'm staying true. What do you need, baby? Okay. And you're going to do this multiple times, just coming up and down that way. Hello to all who have joined. Thank you. If I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. I was just hyper-focused on today's project. When in doubt, use the seam guide. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I do drop my stitch length from the 2.4 down to the 2 because I need this to nest very tightly. There's a lot going on with it as we go along. And it's better to be safe than sorry. And the seam guide does help with this project in particular, because you don't want to mess up on any level. Donna, the colors you chose are perfect for this Scrabble board. Did you wing it, or are they suggested in the pattern. There is no pattern. I made this up in my head. Fallon, I took the picture of the Scrabble board and I took it to the store before Joann's went out of business, and I went along the line and I found, like, the light pink is called Cotton Candy. This is called Powder Puff Blue. This is Sky Blue. And then the red is more of a burgundy tone. But if it's something that you ever think you're going to get into doing them and enjoying them, I would honestly tell you, I bought 5 of these Scrabble panels the first time out of the gate, and I've probably made about 10 Scrabble quilts so far out of that. So all I did was spend a week basically cutting everything up and organizing it. That way, when I'm ready to do Scrabble quilts, I have them organized like this. Everything gets pre-cut. And I have them like this, already pre-cut and ready to go. All I have to do is my count and pull them out. So it just works for me in my head. And then I have all my extra parts in there. Question, are you guys going to come up with a one? I can't see the numbers. What'd she say? I think I have all the rollers except the side locks. Yeah, I need those too. I just have to quilt on a budget right now. So if this doesn't make you want to do a Scrabble quilt, I don't know how else I could get you to do one, because I'm telling you, they're fun, they're easy, they're tedious, and they make you work your brain. You can do them with family names, you can do them with your religious belief sayings, you can do this however you wish. That's the fun parts. I like doing these kind of like families. That way, it just means so much to them when they get. And you're just going to keep this up all the way across. Day would have to tell you where she got those. I do not know. I want to say Amazon, but don't count on me for that. Day blessed me with it when I went out to visit her. And it really just keeps me straight to the side. I'm going to stay consistent. I normally do not use a seam guide at all. But for something like this, I will. That way I can look up at the chat and keep selling. Are you guys going to come up with a 1 1/2 inch ruler? I don't know. I asked that question before and they said squares. I don't know. They do what they can do when they can do it. And then all you're going to do is continue this, and then I'll show you. Have you ever used the 10 Sisters grid? I'm curious as to who has used it. You can buy the grids off of the Amazon as well, but I don't know what it is. I really like the texture of these, of the 10 Sisters, and there is a difference. You wouldn't think there would be, but trust me on this, there is. So would you please turn the air on? Those magnetic seam guides I found on Amazon. Okay, I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember day. And where your seam is, all you're going to do is just keep coming straight down the line. And it has the line there for you. I use the 10 Sisters. Yes, they're very nice. I'm not kidding. They make the difference, and they make this so much more enjoyable when we're doing these projects like this. And I know I have all this extra here, but you're going to see in a minute what that extra is going to serve a purpose. Daya, we have tried to find smaller handles for smaller sizes trim logs, but we haven't found a good one yet. The handles we use now is too wide for those smallers. I get it. So while we have a minute, tell me what you're thinking of Quiltmas this year. Are you liking it? Tell me your likes, your dislikes. Give me an idea of what your takeaway is so far this year. I'm just a little bit nosy. Give me your good, your bad, and your indifferent. Because this is where we learn. I'm starting to use smaller pieces now, so I hope we can find something. Absolutely. I'm loving Quiltmas. Awesome. Maybe consider a round knob for smaller. Don't have a clue. I like Quiltmas better than the Advent boxes. Yeah, I'm not into all the boxes. I used to thrive on them. And when you've seen one, I'm not being mean. To me, you've seen them all. It's just a different spin on who's doing the opening. And I know I sound awful saying that, but I can't. I want to support everybody, so I make sure I go in and, regardless of what they're doing, I make sure I go in and like and watch. Right, Fallon, you definitely don't want to. No. Dahlia, I did a block that and couldn't figure out how to trim them without my trimmer. I totally get it. I do, more than you know. And I know it seems like it takes a long time to do this, but trust the process. It does not. If you organize yourself, get your system in place the way that you wish to lay these out. Before my stroke, I could have this done in like an hour and a half. But now I have to double check everything I do because the aphasia messes with me. And seeing the letters and numbers backwards, I have to make my brain think, okay, is that an M or an L, you know? So I'm grateful for all of my mods who take the time each week to send me a PM real quick if I'm jacking up, or they'll tell me right in the chat. I'm not afraid of them telling me, hey, you messed up. They've known me forever. And make sure that you do have either a sharp pair of scissors handy or you have some pretty sweet snips, because you're going to have to snip before we go back the other way. And I think the snipping honestly takes the longest. I've seen people do it without the snipping, and to me it would make it a little bit harder. I'm not doing that. If I'm going to do it, I want to do it right the first time. When you've seen one box opening, don't need to see everybody's. And just when we open this up, we'll see how it looks. Is all I got, you know? I decided to not do any advents this year. I do kind of miss it, but I don't miss this stuff. I get it. I mean, I wanted to do a couple, but I can't justify, because some of the stuff I don't use and then I throw it into the bins that's going to be giveaways at my retreat, because it's hard anymore to find people to sponsor, to send stuff to help, you know, push their businesses per se, or donate towards the giveaways. So I just kind of gave up on doing all that, and we just go and have a good time. I can honestly tell you, these 12 days of Quiltmas, it is honestly one of the highlights. I just thoroughly enjoy watching it all come together. What is your favorite part of Quiltmas? Fallon, you can only use so many needle minders. Yes. And that is very true. You can't use them all at the same time. In this, how many of you would like to make one of these? Let me know. I'm kind of curious. And if you do, please post pictures in the Ying Spin Pals or tag me in it, because I'm really curious as to how they come out for you guys. I love needle minders. Use them as magnetic decorations. I would rather use money to spend on advent boxes to buy stuff I want. True. Me. And who is working up the Spectacle of Scraps project? Are you ready for today? Month 4 dropped yesterday. And Heather is blowing that puppy out of the water, right? The girls got it going on over there. Pattern writing and coming together and making sure everything's working right. I tell you what, she's very good at what she does. And I'm glad that we have Team Heather and that we can support her in this endeavor. I agree with you, Dad. Yep. I love to, like, see the first round when they come out. But for me to go to every channel and same people doing same thing, I can't. I just can't. because I look at it like this. Life is short. And once you watch the same thing over and over and over again, how many minutes of your life are you wasting? You only get one go around the sun, you know? And I don't want to waste mine watching the same video, just different person. Call me silly, and I'm okay with it. So what did you think of Marty and his bride? Did you just get a kick out of that? I'm not kidding. Wonder how far I air sewed. Don't you laugh at me, Struncy. I want to see. This whole row I air sewed. I'm ready for the spectacle of scraps. I got my glue 3 done Wednesday, but I've not posted picture yet. I took it yesterday, but I've been busy. I have the Scrabble panel and plan to make one. Maybe I'll do it at the retreat. Awesome. Speaking of retreats, guys, I'm booking these because everybody's been showing interest in wanting me to do them. And the one we move location, you're going to want to check out is the Nancy, Kentucky. It's a brand new venue, beautiful facility. We have affordable rates for this one as a grand opening kickoff celebration. And you get, what is it? March 2nd through the 8th. Your bed, your housing, your projects, your food, all of that. It comes in at, I think, $519 under the early bird special. If anybody flies in, Joe will be your pickup. If you fly into Kentucky, but we really need to fill the house to make this a go. So I'm hoping that you guys share with your friends and we can get that out there. So now that we're down to this part, as you can see, a couple do pick up. So now would be the time, before you do anything else, you're just pulling it apart and you're checking to make sure that nothing did flip, because it does happen. And just gently pull it apart. Like right here, the H. I know that did not catch. So I have to break the seam, and now's the time to show you how to do that, because we need to get that in, right? So I'm not going to do a whole lot of fussing with it. I'm just going to cut up the interfacing, just like that. That way I have a hole there. I'm going to lay this back down, and I'm going to fold it right back over, and we're going to sew it in. No fuss, no muss, and that's how we're going to do it. Because there's no sense in worrying about things out of your control. So now we have it back in, and it is in nice and tidy. So we'll start the next bout here in just a minute. Hello, Caddy, and welcome. So now we're here, and we're going to play Snippy Snip. If Joe can get me into these child-proof scissors. What you're going to do is just come up to your sew line and just snip. Huh? I can't hear you.
Where do you want to go?
I don't understand you. I'm right here. This is the best place, unless you want to move the machine again. And you're just going to come down this sew line, and you're going to do it through 14 of them. It doesn't take long. It's just tedious, but you need to move those seams left to right, right to left, as you're moving through the next step of this. And that's not even an option. That's I got to do it that way. I've seen people just wing it, and it's really bumpy and bubbly and doesn't, I don't know how to put. You won't be happy with the outcome. You'll settle for it, but I won't. Shareasale lady, good morning, Linda. Katie, she is having a retreat in Kentucky. Donna, how is your granddaughter doing? My granddaughter is stable. She has to go back over to Pittsburgh, I believe, next week, but don't quote me, for another infusion. And they're waiting on the date and time of that. And we just pray to God that he heals her little heart in this rejection turnaround. And we want her to be happy and live the best life she can. She is beautiful, and she fights a battle nobody knows, you know? Easiest way for me to say. But thank you for asking. And this is honestly, you could sew one row and go watch a TV show and sit and just sip your tea and just keep going. Right? And just go to the next row all the way up. See, I could pass this off to Joe to do over there. And I could just stay and talk to you guys, right? I put the boss to work. What do you think? He's looking at me like, that's not going to happen. Don't do it. I like to pick on him when he's tired. So Be It Quilts, Dahlia, we wish but school in Kentucky offered her a full scholarship. And, oh, wow. Absolutely. That's the way to go. What part of Kentucky? Maybe at one of my retreats you'd be able to come or stop in. Plan a visit to see her. Look up Nancy, Kentucky, and see how close to a retreat center you would be, Fallon. That would be so much fun. Guys, I know for you guys, while you're watching me do this, it's like watching the paint dry, right? So I'll get the moderator. Somebody ask the crew a question in the chat, and you guys run the chat for me for just a minute while I'm doing this. Ask a fun fact. And then I don't know if Joe can do giveaway today since we're having a long live. Huh? You can't do it?
No setup.
All right. I know, dead air, dead air, dead air. Talk to them, Joe. Huh? I know, honey, but I'm trying to focus. I forgot to tell him to mic up today. Because when I have to focus to keep fingers, I needed him to mic. Is everyone ready for Christmas? No. I ordered last night Amazon, and I think I wrapped up my list last night. No, I bought for the puppies and the cat. That was the last ones I didn't get. I needed to get them stocking stuffers. Not that they know, but the kids will know. Otherwise, we them people that don't like the pets, you know? Only a couple more rows, guys, I promise. So is everybody caught up on this spectacle of scraps for Heather? I know Day is. I am not. I would have been, but that sofa and sleep yesterday felt amazing. Yeah. I hunkered down in on that sofa, put on a Lifetime movie, and don't even remember anything until I wake up for bed. And then I woke up and I was like, Joe, I wasted a whole day. He said, no, you didn't. You needed it. So, at least he understood. Like I said, this is the easy part, getting it trimmed in. But honestly, you could sew one row and go to the sofa or turn on your music and just sit. This takes about 15 minutes aside to go through the whole process. And if you're watching a show with your spouse or the kids, you could even have the kids do it if you trusted them not to cut through the lines. Nope, I'm now officially 3 months behind. Oh no, only have month 1 done. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, you didn't get the emails from Heather? That surprises me.
What happened?
No, Heather would never slack.
Yeah.
Joseph, she's gonna slack you. Remember when I said I lost when the thread broke? Yeah. I must not have sewed it back in because I went to cut and no. And I'm not going to edit out mistakes because you know what? We all make them. Joseph, did you stay up and party after I sleep? The beast over here, yawny, yawny. Last one, guys, last one. Now, trust me, after you go the opposite way, you still need to pop those as well to make it lay very good and flat for you. But I won't do that on the camera, probably. I'll do that after we get it done. So here is where you can take the opportunity. You can press it, or you can just go ahead and fold it out. I'm going to go ahead and press it because I need this to lay as flat as possible. And I want to make sure that I have everything nice and tidy in the way that I wish for it to look. So, Joe, would you please take this? That way I can put my ironing station over here. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. It's too cute. So I'm just going to iron for just a minute. And I turned it off, so it's going to take it a minute to warm up. Just sit it down for now, babe. Don't stress. Right here, the whole thing. Just pick it up. Yes. And I'm just going to get it flat enough to get the bumps and lumps. After Amazon, order in some sewing. I'll be done all the stocking stuffers. Absolutely. And this here part just gives you that chance to double check your seams. You can shut that off now, honey. You're freezing over there. He's got a hot wife over here and I'm freezing him over there. If you turn the other thing on, it'll blow towards me. And I would highly recommend, if anybody's doing this, start your fabric before you do any of the cutting. And that way, it just lays so much nicer when you're doing this. I don't know how else to put it, but it lays very, very flat, very, very nice. Come down these seams right at the edge and make sure you heat those up very well, because as you start to fold the next row in, you want to make sure that you're able to catch them. And your rows might look like you got a Scrabble piece laid a little crooked or something. We'll see what it looks like when we get it all together. But when you lay them on a regular Scrabble board, are they all exactly? I don't know. We tried to line them up. And like I said, I've seen people just blow through it and not even press it, and they would just pull it. I can't do that. I have to make sure that I'm trying my best to keep everything in alignment. And when I put the borders on this, if I've got everything calculated properly, I've already got the back made. The goal would be that I will get this on the long arm this afternoon or this evening and be able to wrap this project up tomorrow night on the live and be able to showcase how it turned out. But we shall see. And this is honestly a relaxing project. So turn this off and get it out of the way. And then we're just going to bring it this way. You're going to fold it in, I started the top one and fold it in just like we did the other one. But here's where you're going to have to go just a little bit slower. One of these are going to come up. The one on the bottom one you're going to put down, the top one you're going to put up. And then you're going to reverse that every step of the way as you're sewing it in. And if that does not make sense, let me know. But you don't want to have a lot of bulk in those seams. So now is the time to just catch it as you go. And it should lock these down nice and tidy for you. And my hand underneath, I'm pulling them down and pushing up on this one. You can stop every few steps and press out. I will do the whole quilt other way around. And then we will repress and see where we're at. And then we're just going to fold over and repeat all the way through 13 more times. Like I said, this does get smaller, significantly smaller. I remember the first time I took up the dining room table, and then when I was done, Joe's like, where'd the rest of it go? So much gets lost in all the stitching. I have had people ask me, how do I get that interfacing off? I'm not going to take it off. You're going to leave it on as that stabilizer, and you're just going to quilt it. On this, if you don't have a long arm, feel free to send it to me. And if you do not, and you want to save a step, you could honestly do this with a stitch in the ditch, or if you can free motion on your domestic. This is one of those projects you can do in a small space. Can someone drop the link for who is tonight's channel? I think it's Tammy, the Siberian Wind. That way everybody will know where to go. That way I don't forget to say. Then Donnell is Monday night. I am Tuesday night. Yeah. I can't believe it's going so fast. It just blows me away. Tammy is tonight. Yes. I thought so. Donnell's 8. I'm 9. Who's 10? Yeah, it's in the description box, Joe said. I know April, but I can't remember, is she 11 or is she 10? Heather, when we win the Leonard ticket, we buy. I don't have a clue what she talk about. I want to thank everyone for coming for this today. Wait till you see what I built out the sides with. That, to me, it took me better part of 3 days to come up with ideas for what I wanted the sides for this one. Normally, I would just border it out and poof, be done, but I wanted to go above and beyond for this couple. And use the embroidery machine, and I'm having some fun with it, to be honest. And I can't wait for you to see what I come up with. So a few more rows here, and let's press it, and then we'll be on our way. Links drop, the Siberian wind. Thank you. Independently wealthy is a good thing, no need to depend on anybody. What are we talking about? Day, what are we talking about? Yeah, you lucked out. You married good and good investments. You did good. Cause mama, she was something. They say she was magic with money, investing and building, and yeah, good woman, they said. Nursing homes to laundromats to whatever. So she made sure they all get taken care of very well. Being able to afford tickets to go see, I have no idea. I don't know what that is. It was hard work. Yeah, she put hard work in. I don't know what it is. Yes. Yes, we all have to work hard in life to get things we want, we need. It doesn't just get handed to us. Many years of hard work, labor, and then you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor before you get sick in old age. You know, if the Lord blesses you. I fill you in later on the. I have no idea what you talk about either. Y'all talking dirty. Being able to afford something and not have to worry about spending. Worry about spending it. Yes. That's an opportunity not afforded to many. And you're like I am, Dave. We came from very poor background and we married well and we worked hard. And now in this stage of our life, we get to enjoy fruits of our labors. If that makes sense. I hope I said that right. I should have said, you and I came from modest means. That is the easiest way to put it. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm trying to focus and read at the same time. I should have thought and said, hey, one of my mods want to come into chat today. But I didn't think we can all. As you can see, this does come together once it's all ready and you've got it all laid out. It really does come together quite nicely, quickly. And the next step, we'll press it one more time. Later on this evening, before I hit the long arm with it, I will come back and snip those seams because I want to make sure that they are nice and flat. But I will build out the sides. We got the chat covered. You worry about sewing, keeping your fingers away from the needle. Thank you. Send me a link, Papa, and I'll pop on. Can you send her link? Joe?
What?
Can you please send Donna or Dave the link? They want to jump on with me.
As soon as we're done with chat, can't get in there and do it now.
Oh, he said no.
Can't go into the. I'll go into the. Now.
So, as you can see, it got quite smaller. And you'll see what I mean here in just a second. And it helps when you do it with a hot iron, right? Jump softly. I'm trying. And then just lay your iron and pull to the bottom. And then finger press off to the left as you're working your letters in. And you want to make sure they lay as flat as possible. And like I said, here is where you could stitch in the ditch if you chose. You could do any kind of quilting that your little heart desires. And you'll see that it all comes together really nice. So we're going to come up with all of this. And it just makes it lay really nice. I have one letter that's a little too crooked for me, so I'm going to fix it because it will bother me if I don't. This letter E here. So I'm just going to go in and fudge it down just a little bit. And now is the time to fix what's broken per se. So you can pick the whole thing. But what I like to do is just get a little bit of it started. And yes, you're going to have to come through the interfacing on this puppy to get this. And it's okay. Once I get the interfacing picked up, I'll be able to slice it right out. So if this happens to you, and trust me, 9 times out of 10, it will. One of your letters will slip. Just cut a hole in the interfacing so you can access the back of the quilt, and you're only going to go through the interface, and you are not going to cut the fabric in the block. You just need to be able to pick. And that's what I'm going to do here. And I'll just peel that out. Easy peasy. And then I'll be able to access that seam that I am not happy with. Even though I did it at 1/4 inch, something just off there and I'm not happy with it. So here is the time to fix it. Right there. So I've got it popped open on the front. So I'll be able to access it better right here. Fold it up and pinch. The E buckled under the I. And I can't have that because I want all the letters to show properly. And that is something you don't know until you're actually putting it together. That can happen. And so right there. And all I'm going to do is pick a little bit for a second. And we're going to fix it. And if anybody says Jack's not your friend, trust me, he really is. Yep, that folded wrong. That's what happened. And see, I didn't have to show you that. I could have hid it, mysteriously hid it from you, and fixed it behind the scenes. No. I need to fix it in front of you, so if it happens, you know how to handle. So now I've got that picked out. And I'm going to bring it back over to the iron. You have a guess too. I don't know what you talk about. Yes. So I'm going to press this flat, 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 flat. And then we're going to wean this back in properly. And hopefully I can catch it easier this time around. But non-travel boards may have a crooked piece. Yeah, anybody that knows me, I can't let it go. I just can't. I can't do it. I have to make sure it's straight. Bingo, bingo, got it. Where my strings are, I'll cut them off later. So here's where the fun gets to happen. I use my snips because they're handy. And I'm going to just cut right up this side. But I know my board is, follow me for a second, 15. So half of 15 is 7.5. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where we're going to line up the borders on both sides. Everyone make sure you tune into Donnell's live after Donna's to see her special guest, Alex. Yes. And it'll be a few minutes, but we're going to get this puppy done. I told her I figured about 2 hours, a little over. Now I could technically fold this back on itself, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to get the top and the bottom in the way I feel it needs to go. And then finish building it out. Pick any strings. And then decide on the quilting for this. Quilting Grandma, hello, hello, hello. Is that Debbie again? It's all good in the hood. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to hold you up. But I don't want to rush and jack up either, so. I could have honestly used the ruler on this, but I know these, if I'm cutting on the line, it's a straight line. All right, now you have to find your center of the top and the bottom. So I know this is 15 wide, 15 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. So at the half mark on this, the half mark on the red, that's where we're going to make the magic happen. So here are the embroideries that I did for this special project. At the top of the quilt, I will put God. At the bottom, I will put lesson. But I need to continue to build out on both sides of that, and I have that here to make sure that I have enough for both pieces. So we're going to cut and build out those two little sections. So give me just a second here. And we do it here. And it's going to be the same for the bottom. So I need 4 of those. To the sides. Yeah, I need the tops and the bottoms for different sizes. So we will square them off. So line them up and build your sides out. Move on the other side and you're going to do the same thing. Hello, Katie. Welcome, welcome. And build the bottom while I've got it here. And just get that done as well. Donalita, no worries, Alex. No worries at all, Alex. Take your time, yes. So, get this in. And I did cut them a bit wider, so I only had to make 1 cut on the fabric. And then I'll trim these to the appropriate length when we're done. I'll square it up pretty well before I take it down to the long arm. Okay, so we have the top, these sides. So I'm going to take this and fold it dead center in half because I want to make sure that I am lined up exactly where I need to be. So I'm just going to put with my fingers and put a little tiny crease in it. And then I'm just going to put a clip on it, and I'm going to sew both the ways. Can't wait for these zoomy zooms. It's going to be a fun day. I tell you, full busy day. A lot of teaching, learning, hanging today. If you're one of the paid channel members as well, you're welcome to join. Backpack it there because I know that's coming out, and I'm just going to flip it over and do the same thing right here, so I'm catching it dead center. I don't want any room for error right here because this is important to me that it comes in right. And I know this has been an extended live, and it normally doesn't happen over here, but what's wrong? You're looking at me like something's wrong. Are you cold? No, it's not. Why? It has to go in upside down to turn right side up. He was waiting to see if I screwed up. No, for you it probably looked that way. You're too funny. Well, I appreciate you telling me after I sew it in, though. So
I didn't want to say that before.
he wanted to wait till I really jacked it up.
No.
No, it's not wrong. Thank you. Donna, you're saying that on wrong. No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I am not. Joe said the same thing, so he looked. You're going to make me second guess myself, and then I'll quit. No, I want you to tell me if you see something ever over here, you say something. But see how it's at the top? Now we're going to put the bottom on, and it's going to go on funny looking as well. So we're going to find dead center right here. Dead center in their name is the W. So I'm going to line up right here. Put the clip. And I have a little crease there, so we're golden. And we're going to put this one in. Flip it over and do it all over again over here. And I really like anytime you can add a border to your project, strictly because I think it makes it look a lot cleaner, neater, and set up and ready. Takeaways from this, is there things I would have changed? Maybe. Would I do it all over again? Absolutely. So I fold this down, and now I have their name. So this is just a quick, easy, simple way to incorporate everything that I've been able to do and look and learn, you know? So here I'm going to have to cut off where I have the extra, and I know it's going to be straight. I'm not worried about it. So I'm just coming down, just like that. Do the same on this side, because next we're going to build out that side wall, you know? So here I want to make sure that I'm keeping as straight as possible. So I do it this way. Because years ago they didn't have rotary cutters, right? No. So we've got all this ready. And now I show you the sides. I know I have to build out the sides. So I'm guesstimating to the best of my ability. Don't you love the way I talk? Guesstimating. I made it funny. So what I'll do on both sides is I'm going to just go like this and add in what I feel I need, and then I'll cut off on the end because I don't want to, it has to go upside down, so when you bring it right side up, yes. To you guys, it probably did look funny. Joe was sitting here looking as well, and he goes, honey, I think you got that in wrong. And I'm thankful you guys look for me and help me. So once again, this is going to come in center. So I'm not cutting this off, and there's a reason, because I'm going with center. So right here is center with the S. I've already got that marked. So I'm going to fold this one in, and I'm going to clip it here as well. I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to sew it in. I'm going to backpack because that's the end of that one. And I'm just going to lay it here and cut straight across. That way I'm going to have that even seam of the way. Then we're going to come down to the other end and just add that on. I'm going to fold this in half and just get rid of the selvage and get this on. And before I take this to the long arm, it will be pressed thoroughly and starched heavily. And I'm being honest, and then I'll square it before I hit the long arm, because I know the pattern that I really want to put on this. And I want it to stand out and look very nice. So I wanted to make sure it comes in square before, then I don't have to worry about squaring it on the long arm. And I don't know about you guys. Do you ever do something just because? I call it the just because. Just because it feels good. Just because it's the right thing to do. The just because project. That's what this is. Just because. And we're going to lay it down again. Press it flat with your hands. And this is just a sloppy cut in. Like I said, because I will square this in. And we'll go to the other side and do the same thing with the last border. Maybe. It's kind of like the dog ate my homework.
Sienna's not here.
No, Sienna's not here, so I don't know where it went. Buttercup wouldn't have took it. No. And I had it. I physically had it here. Nope. I did, baby. He's like, where did it go? I'm like, I don't know. Hold on, guys. We'll be right back with you. It's not hooked. I don't know. That is crazy. But anyway, I'll press this, show you that, and I'll add the other one. It's here somewhere because I just physically had it when I was doing this. So I know it was here. If Sienna was here, I'd be saying Sienna took it. But she's not. But this will give you the idea of the direction that I'm going with this.
Here it is.
Oh, he found it.
It's in the garbage can.
Well, how'd that happen?
I have no idea.
All right. He's like, "Pooh, woman." Like, how'd that happen?
Much more.
Do what?
Made me step away from the camera now.
No one needs to see me iron.
Get to see iron.
Oh, good Lord. No one needs to see an old woman ironed. Okay, we're going to lay it out and make sure that I have this lined up the way it needs to be. And I'm going to cut this off because I'm just going to add on just as I did before. And once I give this a good starching, all of this is going to come in nice and tidy. So you have to trust the process. Okay, my halfway is in the center of the G for this one. So I'll tag it right there and just slide it on over. That was an iron. Hit the floor. Buttercup's normally under my feet. Good thing she's not today, I'll tell you. In this, my goal is I'll be able to show you tomorrow night is to make it the wall hanging. And I have a couple different ways I would like to hang it or get it set up to hang. Because, you know, the last thing anybody wants to do is try to figure out, oh, I got this. What am I going to do with it kind of thing, you know? So I don't want that for them. So here is where I'll just cut straight down this seam right here. And like I said, I will square this after. And we're just going to get a little tidbit. A little tidbit too. Then we're going to come down to this end and we're going to see if it's long enough. Do what? No, I have plenty over here. No. No, excuse me, guys. He's got it hot in his room. The woman's cooking up a storm. Okay, so now that's joined in, and we're going to flip it over and get it locked in. And you're just going to cut it off here as well. And like I've said several times, this is the first of the sloppy cut. And once it's starched and ready to go downstairs to the long arm, it'll have a better texture and everything to it. But it'll all be squared out and you won't see any of these creases, but I want to just press back so that you'll be able to see the general idea before I end today. And then I'll bring it back to you tomorrow night for the wrap up. Close that out. All right. All right, guys, you ready to see? Huh. You have it spotlighted, honey? They'll be able to see. Okay. Okay, we have God here because they're very religious. True Grit is on this side. That's their channel name. Their last name's down at the bottom. And then the 23rd Psalm on this side. So this is very wrinkled, but like I said, before it goes to the long arm, I will starch it out and get it set up. So with that being said, what did you think of this today? Longer project than you're used to with me, but beginning to end. I think I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. They must be watching a ball game. Michigan fans over here, plus we have many friends in Indiana. Candy, what happened to Bama? That is so pretty. Now I really want to make one minus the embroidery. I just wanted to do something special. So I've never done it with the embroidery around. But I thought that would give it just that little bit of extra. Thank you. Yeah, this has been a labor of love. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow or later today on the Zoom. So I'm going to wrap it up here so I can use my table and really starch this puppy stiff as a board and get it down to the long arm. And I will see you guys back either on somebody's chat today somewhere, or see you over at the Spectacle of Scraps Zoom with Heather. So come, even if you're not finished month 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Someone I remember was behind. It happens. That's called life. That's the time to come together and socialize and just enjoy each other's company. I'll pop in today, but I know I won't be able to stay the whole time because I really want to get this down to long arm. And if I can get it loaded and on and off real quick, and then I'll be able to be up here and I can work on my Scrabble quilt as well. I want to rip it apart. Yeah. When a quilt goes south, you'll see what I'm doing. I changed my mind on something and have to pull it out. So, God love you. Have a fabulous rest of your day. I see you back here tomorrow night when we wrap this puppy up, and you'll see me put it in a box and get it ready to ship off. So take care, God bless, have a fabulous week, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.